Hello, hi, I'm Angela and this is La Luna Ray. Today I will be showing you how I make my hand-poured beeswax sheets to use for magic candles. I will be using the double boiler method to melt my beeswax beads. And I'm actually working with an old container that I've made red candles with in the past because I want to make a red beeswax sheet. This way I don't have to add additional candle dye. And I love to incorporate the essence from previous candles because I just think it makes my candle magic even more potent. So here I am showing you my beeswax mold that I bought on Temu. So it was actually really cheap and it works perfectly. I wanted to point out that the bottom half of these beeswax molds has sides that go up to hold the hot candle wax in. And I placed the whole mold inside of this pan because it just keeps everything neat and contained. And I'm just making sure that these whole punch area here is completely secure because it makes sure that my entire mold is aligned. And I'm just using some bulldog clips to hold everything in place. After I've poured the beeswax into the molds, I will gently press to make sure that all of the crevices of the mold is saturated with the beeswax, ensuring that there are no thin spots on my sheets. Now it's time for me to clean up because, like I said, this is going to be a magic candle, so I want to set my space. The previous candle I had on my wine bottle melted down, so I had to quickly get a new one. I always inscript words, power words, onto the candle that I use, and I always use moon water inside of the wine bottle. I also have some stones inside of the wine bottle. Here is my cabinet of curiosities where I keep all of my magical tools that I need when I am working my magic. I have small batches of herbs. I've got all kinds of things, including my book of wisdom, all the things that I find that I'm always reaching for when I want to work my magic. And it's nice to have it in one little spot so I'm not constantly getting up. I usually like to pull cards to invite my spirit guides, invite my higher self into my space, and really set the tone. After setting my space, my beeswax sheet should be completely cooled. So now I'm going to start removing it out of the mold. And just make sure that you're very careful when you're removing it. It's going to be very stiff and you do want it that way. But because of how stiff it is, it could possibly break. So just be very careful doing this. As always, I take time to write out my petition that I will be placing under my candle. cutting my candle wick, I always cut a little extra, just a little more than I actually need. Now it's time to start rolling my beeswax sheet. But I have to tell you that you're going to need to use a hair dryer to soften it up. There's just no other way around it. You got to soften it up. So I got the bottom half, or it doesn't matter which half of the beeswax mold. I just picked out a half, and I'm heating my beeswax sheet on that mold because, you know, the wax will get warm and it could possibly melt on whatever surface you're using. So I'm just trying to protect my surface, and I start to work very, very carefully, very slowly, because I do not want my beeswax sheet to crack. Using the hair dryer on the underside of your beeswax sheet, the side where you don't have any herbs or oils, is best. I should have did that to begin with. I just wasn't thinking about it. But it helps because you're not going to blow away your herbs. Here you want to take some time to heat up the closing seam of your rolled beeswax candle, because this is the spot where it's going to stay together. And then you just press down on that melted wax to really seal it to itself. And now I'm just checking to see which end will be the top and which end will be the bottom of my candle. The concave end will be the bottom. This is the bottom. And the other end will be the top, the pointed end. So here I'm just showing you how to cut the bottom part of the wick. I actually cut it and my camera wasn't recording, so I'm just cutting a smidgen more, but I didn't really need to cut that much. Like I said, I thought my camera was recording, but it wasn't. And I'm just showing you how I picked out some rose quartz and some amethyst chip stones, as well as some lepidolite chip stones. And I will be using the energy of these stones into my candle by placing them into the very bottom of the candle, and I will show you exactly what I mean. Here I just have some old dried rose petals from flowers that my husband has gotten me in the past. That will add the exact energy that I'm looking to bring into this love candle. Now I'm sealing this candle to my petition by melting the bottom of the candle onto it. This is a dual-sided peach moonstone candle holder that has a great thicker side for a rolled beeswax candle. And I'm also going to just put all of the herbs and any leftover chipstones into the well of this candle. And as you can see, the petition will be at the bottom. And here she is. Now, I find that my hand-poured beeswax sheet rolled magic candles to be the most potent magic candles I've ever worked with. And I promise you, what you are putting on that piece of paper, whatever intentions you are trying to make come through, will come through. And you have to be very, very detailed with the universe, because the universe is going to start moving things and you'll see a lot of things come through for you. Just be detailed. That's all I can say. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love making this candle and I love sharing it with you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.